Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Lula's right here. You might hear her from time to time. And wow, why have I not been using the actual ring light on my ring light stand this whole time? It's great. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into the forecast for the collective. This is for July. However, like I'm always saying in all of my videos, even though it says it's for July, it's really timeless. It doesn't really matter. Same with all of my other forecasts, same with all of my pick a cards of the day, etc. So what I mean by that is, even if you happen to come across this video in September of 2026, for example, you can still use this as a reading for yourself to apply to that time. Like, for example, the timestamps will be down below in the description box. So you can either listen to the general message for the month and just apply it to the time that you're seeing the video. Or you can use each week to treat it more like a pick a card and just listen to the week that you feel drawn to and apply it to that time that you're in. Or like, for example, if you're seeing this in September and you're in the 3rd week of September, click on week 3 if you want to do that in this video and apply that message to the time that you're in. So those are some examples of what I mean. If you feel drawn to this video and you're seeing it and it's not July, or if another one of my forecasts or something like that pops up and it's not the month that you're in, you can still apply these same techniques to that if you feel called to do so, because really all of my readings have the intention of you getting something from it no matter when you come across it. So that's what I mean when I say it's timeless. If you're new here, some people listen to the whole thing right away. Some people kind of save it and listen to it as the weeks go on, like week 1 for week 1, and then when week 2 hits, they come back and listen to week 2. Some people, listen to the general message and then come back for each week. It's whatever you want to do. So what I'm going to do is do a general message for the month, and then I'm going to get into each week. Like I said, Lula is right here, so she's chilling right now, but we'll see how this goes, because sometimes she likes to chime in, sometimes she gets moody, things like that. The decks I'm working with today are, let me grab it, are the Lover's Oracle, heart-shaped cards, the Muse Tarot, and the Flower Therapy Oracle cards. I saw you reaching for that deck, baby. You can play with it later. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'm gonna first read the image intuitively, and then whatever else comes through, and then I'll read the message on the back of this deck. I love this deck, but it's just hard to shuffle sometimes. I have really small hands. Okay, and then let's see. Oh, I got 2. So for the overall energy of the month, and also I'm seeing this image of like a sunflower breaking through the soil. So I really feel like July is bringing growth. I feel like July is bringing like more vibrance, more needing to live in love your life as it is, whether it's self-love, whether it's love of family, the friends, just loving what you already have access to, that loves you back, even if it's you doing it on your own, getting out and trying new things, exploring. The sunflower is yellow, so maybe some of you are connecting more to your solar plexus energy and taking action, finally getting out and getting things done that's going to contribute to your growth and remove stagnation. It's giving me the energy of sunlight, spending more time outdoors, a lot of spiritual growth. And Spirit is also saying you're on the right path, even though you may not realize it fully just yet for some of you. Maybe some of you are, maybe some of you aren't. But so let's look at the images here first. This is also, funny enough, giving me that vibe of growth. Also, spiritual growth as well, and growth within your heart. the way you love is changing. Who you choose to love is changing, or at least in terms of who and what you allow access to. Even your self-love is changing. There's this energy of bigger understanding, seeing a bigger picture of a lot more when it comes to life, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to relationships, money, yourself, why you are the way you are, things like that. The message here is manifesting miracles. You can screenshot this if you want to kind of hold on to the message as well. But it's Spirit is saying your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. The other image over here is feeling more accepted and protected is what I'm getting from this. Like it's you going to those that you know have your back, only allowing access, kind of like back to that message of access we talked about. Giving and receiving love to those that, like, as they say, the day ones. Not the day ones just because you have history with and they've been flaky and inconsistent and draining on you, but the day ones that have always consistently been showing up for you and you for them, whether it's friends, family, romantic partners. Finding shelter in those that make you feel loved, protected, and really see you for who you are, and vice versa. The message here is friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. So if you want to apply that to your romantic relationships, remember that friendship is always the base of something lasting, and for there to be true love, you have to be truly friends with each other. But also it could be, again, nurturing just your friendship relationships, the friendship within your family relationships. And even if it's a platonic or a business situation, if it's true friendship and you're nurturing that as well, then your love life will grow, because a lot of the time it's more of the frequency and the vibration of love versus just love in the sense of like it having to be this Romeo and Juliet type thing, which is a very toxic love anyway. I really hope people stop trying to chase that vibe. But anyway, I think you get my point. Your love life will grow when you nurture the friendship, which is the basis of any relationship, any connection, any bond. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. Ooh, almost dropped the whole deck. We have a message of patience. Patience is still required as things are changing, as things are evolving, as things are growing. Growth does not happen overnight. It doesn't happen all at once. It takes over time. Sometimes there's ups and downs. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's that 3 steps forward, 1 step back kind of a feeling that's happening. But Spirit is again reminding you that your prayers have been heard and they are being answered. But I want to add to that, because I think often when people pray, they just expect something to fall into your lap. It's like, I put the request out. Where is it? You know what I mean? But I prefer to replace that message of prayer with manifestation. I mean, whatever term you choose, but I prefer to say manifestation, because with manifestation, there's also inner work that is required. There's action and change, and actually doing something to go after to get what you're looking for is also at the same time needed to create and manifest those dreams. So I think that if you've been doing the work and taking the action and the reflecting and coming to a bigger understanding of the lessons, then those dreams are coming forward. And let's get the last general message for the month, and then we'll get into each week for July or whenever you come across this. We have the 4 of Voices, which is also the 4 of Swords. There's a lot of self-care going on. I get like the emotions are going to be very up and down, very strong emotions coming through. And sometimes it's going to feel like, you know what, I just need to sit and soak in a bath or take a nap, or spend some time doing something that replenishes and recharges your batteries coming up, because that is when the vision of what's next, what those next steps will come through. That is when you will see more clearly. That is when you will know what path you need to take after you have allowed yourself to recharge. Because if you're running on empty, how can you achieve these dreams? How can you make that change? How can you really be ready for, prepared for the best version of what it is that you've been requesting, or the people that you're trying to manifest into your life, if like you're running ragged, as as the elders say. So there's a lot of replenishing energy needed for this month, and that is when the answers, or the clarity, the truth, or the knowing what to do that you didn't see before will become clear to you. What was hidden will be revealed, is coming up for the month. So now let's get into each week of July, or whenever you see this. Week 1. The vibe I'm getting from this image is that of like abstract nature, or like even when you, what are those things called? Like the kaleidoscope, those things you, at least my generation, when you used to look into, it's like a tube. And when you look into the tube, you would see all of these images that were like abstract, different colors, different shapes, and you could turn it and it would move. And I really feel like it's this energy of, in week 1, is the situation is what you make of it. It's what is coming, what is resonating for you, of what it is you're seeing, how you're interpreting it, how you can use it to your advantage or disadvantage. It's what you make of it. So it's kind of this energy of like life being more of an abstract thing. It's not looking the same for everyone. It's not meaning the same thing for everyone. The road, the path is not the same for everyone. So you kind of have to touch base with what it means for you, and what works best for you, and the bigger picture that you're seeing in terms of what's speaking to you, or what truth you are visualizing. The message here on the back is criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. And that can apply to any kind of relationship, or even when it comes to the collective as well. Like I was saying, how the path is not the same for everyone. Not everyone has the same beliefs. Not everyone comes from the same environment or has had the same experiences. So how could it possibly be the same way? So for anyone to think that their way is the only way, or the way that they see it is the only way to see it, is kind of naive. So you have to kind of understand that you may not always agree with everything that everyone is saying. Not everyone may be able to interpret information the way that you see it. Or maybe they're just not ready for certain truths, or to see things a certain way, and they want to live in their bubble, or stay asleep, as some may say, if they want to. So you can kind of accept that energy of agreeing to disagree with certain people. And like, again, that life is abstract. They want to view it this way. You're viewing it that way. So spend time around those that resonate with you. If you're tired or feeling drained by people that don't have the same vision of life that you do. In week 1, what I'm also seeing here is the 2 of inspiration, also the 2 of wands vibration. So it's still this energy of planning, observing from a distance. Some of you need to take space and observe from a distance, away from certain people or situations, or from social media. Some of you are finally realizing that maybe you need to look into different options, or see things from a distance, so that you can see it like from different perspectives and angles, and come to a bigger understanding. A lot of you, maybe, if you're into that kind of a thing, I know I am, a lot of you may also be looking to the stars, or maybe you have been having more of an interest in things like ETs, UFOs, the planets, the cosmos, science. Like, some of you are being more drawn to that in week 1, because you're realizing that those also have some answers that spill over, not just from that area of life to other areas of life. the esoteric, that kind of a thing. So my foot just fell asleep. Oh my gosh. Maybe that's a sign that some of you need to change your positions on something, your stance on something. Get moving, get going. Okay, so the final message for week 1, I see the message of communicate with your angels. And you can communicate with your angels, your guides, spirit, ancestors, your higher self, all of it, all the things. You have the ability to connect with the beings of love who surround you, communicate with your angels, and deliver the healing messages to others. And for some of you, may also be channeling ETs as well during this time, if you're into that kind of a thing. In terms of receiving messages. So I really feel like week 1, there's a lot of downloads coming through, a lot of higher knowledge that's being received. And keep in mind that if you are, sorry, I'm still trying to get my leg to wake up. But keep in mind, if you're someone such as myself, or people that you do this kind of healing work or channeling, a lot of us will get the same message, the same downloads. It's just that not all of us speak on it or go public with it, but I get that vibe that many people are going to be getting the same messages about some change that they're observing that's coming up that will play out further off in the distance, whether that's for the collective, whether that's for your own personal life and where it's going, or both, or maybe even if it's more about like you're seeing, like looking back into time and seeing a truth about something that happened back into time. So that's kind of coming through. I'm getting a lot of like conspiracy energy too, like a lot of people going really diving into certain conspiracies, but it also resonating as truth for some of you. All right, so going into week 2, we have, it's still giving me energy of protection, being looked over. It's giving the energy of unconditional love, even if you have to love from a distance. It's giving, some of you may be connecting with a loved one that has transitioned during week 2. Some of you, this is people. Some of you, maybe it's your familiar or a pet. But I'm getting this energy of being connected to a loved one that has transitioned and feeling protected, feeling looked over, them sending you messages too. The message on the back though is, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. For love transcends space and time, nothing is missing. But I'm also getting the vibe that for some of you, maybe this is also a loved one that is still here with you, but maybe when you're even spending the time, the day apart or something, maybe someone's gone to work and another person is somewhere else, or traveling temporarily, it's like you still feel each other. There's still this energy of like telepathy that's happening back and forth. So it's like you're thinking of them, they're thinking of you, and it's like the energy of like texting each other at the same time kind of a thing. So take whatever's resonating with you. I'm also getting open your third eye for week 2. There is and now mine is throbbing. A lot of you, your gifts are just going to be coming so natural and with ease. Like you're going to be feeling things so clearly, seeing things so clearly, hearing things so clearly. For others of you, maybe you are, if you still feel blocked in that area and you want to connect with, messages that are coming through, I feel like you're going to be coming into contact with people that can deliver those messages for you so clearly, whether it's paying for a reading or whether it's finding something on YouTube such as this. That vibe is coming through as well. But the message here is, it's safe for you to open your center of clairvoyance. By doing so, you'll see truth. And then the last message for week 2 is the 10 of materials, also known as the 10 of Pentacles. I'm still getting the energy of growth. I'm still getting the energy of honoring ancestors, but I'm also getting the energy of like returning to community, returning to tribe, family, friendships, like festivals, doing things outside, connecting with the people around you, because some of you need to hear that there's actually more good out there than bad. Some of you have been really finding it hard to connect with people because you've been hurt before, betrayed before, and then finding it distrustful. But I feel like during this time, you're going to be connecting with some of the genuine ones, the good ones, even if it's more surface level. Like maybe you're not developing a super deep connection with someone, but maybe you're going out to a festival or a fair and just enjoying outside in the community and people that are just out there to do the same thing. It's that kind of a vibe. I'm also feeling like this energy of family. I'm smelling like the barbecue of a cookout and hearing cookout music. So if that is something that you've been wanting to do it, or accept the invitation. If this is an example, but apply it to whatever area of life still has that vibe. I'm getting the energy of spending time with family. I'm getting the energy of remembering, reminiscing, nostalgia, reconnecting in memories, as well as working towards leaving some sort of legacy behind. Or maybe some of you are receiving news of some sort, something you've inherited, whether it's continuing to tap into spiritual gifts you've inherited from your ancestors. Maybe you're healing from ancestral trauma that you inherited. Maybe you are actually inheriting some sort of money or gift for some of you. And some of you are working towards creating legacy to leave behind for your when you become an ancestor as well. And also, if you have been wondering about whether or not feeling more secure in terms of finances or being able to create a safe space, a safe home for you and your family, or even just yourself is possible, I feel like you're making progress towards that in week 2 for a lot of you, if that is something you've been wondering about. Spirit is giving the message of remember to stop and smell the roses. So meaning enjoy the simplicity of life, to stop and enjoy the little things, like all the roses. Seeing the beauty in the little things of life again, but still be protected at the same time, because roses, they're beautiful, but they also have those thorns. They're not afraid. They're divinely protected most of the time is how I see that. Okay, going into week 3, you see how their heads, like they're connected here at the base, but their heads are kind of going in different directions. The energy I'm getting from this is that you may be spending time with people or constantly thinking about people, or even I'm getting the energy of like virtually stalking people that like you once felt you had a connection with, but your heads are in different places now. You are actually no longer on the same wavelength, or at least your vision of where things are going are different than theirs, that kind of a thing. So I really feel like what Spirit is saying is that even though once upon a time there may have been a connection, it's okay to understand that maybe it wasn't meant to continue to grow in a certain direction together. Maybe it served its purpose already, and seeing the beauty in the purpose that it served, that it contributed to your individual growth, and to now go your separate paths. They still can remain a part of your story and your journey, and vice versa. Now, the message here on the back is twin flames, your passion ignites, but I'm not really seeing this how a lot of you might jump to the conclusion of what you think this means, especially if you're someone who falls into that concept of twin flame, which you guys, most of you know, if you watch my channel, you know how I feel about that. I'm not a fan of these heavy spiritual terms. I'm not really a fan of the twin flame concept as people see it. What I'm seeing this as twin flames, your passion ignites, is what you learned from that experience with that connection that is no longer actually progressing into something tangible or the direction that you had thought it would go. Your passion is igniting now more in terms of learning from that experience. So now you're like, okay, now I see very clearly what I truly desire for myself. And even though that person, that situation, whether it's romantic, business, platonic, friendship, whatever it is, or maybe it was a love for even like an experience, like a hobby or a job that you no longer love anymore. You now see like, okay, I have this new spark of, I'm not going to settle anymore. I'm not going to keep romanticizing the past or what used to be. It was beautiful, but now I'm growing in a different path, and I have, I'm getting back to the passion of living my life and loving life now, instead of continuing to live in memory or live in the idea of something that maybe could be at some point, but it's not actually in the now. That's what I'm getting from this message here. Because what I'm also seeing for week 3 is to let go of anxiety. Those of you that are so stuck, stuck on this idea of someone or something that's not actually, it's just an idea at this time is what I'm saying. It's time to let go of the anxiety that is tied to it by continuing to center into the now and focus on moving forward. We have the message here of calm your nerves and you'll be able to hear the voice of the angels is the message on the bottom. In other words, again, release what's beyond your control. Okay, so the last message I'm seeing for week 3 is the Hanged Muse, which is also the Hanged Man. And I'm getting from this is, ooh, this is a different kind of message I've not really received with this before, but it's almost like some of you, for lack of better words, are possessed by the idea of something, and it's like taking over. It's taking you over so much that you've lost track of the reality around you, and you're losing yourself in this idea, this concept, or maybe you're losing yourself in anxiety. And I am someone who has anxiety, so I know what that's like when you begin to lose yourself in the fear, the insecurity, or the worry, or whatever it is. But what Spirit is saying is it's time to come back, ground yourself, do something grounding. You know what I mean? Your whole world is, some of you may feel like your whole world is turning upside down, or maybe the fear of it doing so is taking hold of. So it's time to come back into a sense of stillness and knowing that it's okay to be in the unknown, because the unknown is actually a really beautiful thing, because it allows you to get back to the vision board, to recreate a vision board of now taking it day by day. Where do you want to see yourself going moving forward? And also in terms of, maybe you need to get help. Maybe you need to read a self-help book, or go to therapy, or go to that healing retreat, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is, to bring yourself back into a sense of healing. Not to deny the experience that you're feeling, because that is indicating that maybe you've had some trauma before, some traumatic experiences that still need to be worked through, and maybe you're feeling triggered. You can't just be like, oh, this crystal's gonna heal me, I'm fine. No, you still gotta work through it. You still gotta do the shadow work and be in the uncomfortable energy sometimes, because that's when you're gonna get to be able to see things from step 1 to step 25 as you're progressing. Maybe again, it's that 3 steps forward, 1 step back kind of an energy sometimes, but also it's yellow, a lot of solar plexus energy working through. So some of you are learning to distinguish the difference between your gut feeling and your ego and the fear coming up, which is trauma, or anxiety or paranoia. You're distinguishing the difference. Your intuition and your gut feelings are always going to feel more neutral, and it's always going to present a solution that you can now see coming through. Your intuition is going to show you a solution after you've kind of worked through the ups and downs of those emotions or anxieties or whatever it is. The anxiety, the fear, the ego, the paranoia is just going to leave you stuck in those feelings, in that cycle of confusion and insecurity and all of these things, not feeling safe. So you're going to be learning and distinguishing the differences. And once you do understand what's what, doors are going to open up for you. Once you understand how to use, once you have healed your solar plexus energy as well, and understanding how to use that now transmuted trauma into bettering yourself and maybe even helping others and moving forward and turning it into a sense of strength, a healthy version of strength. Not the strength that when you start to feel any kind of anxiety or worry before that you cut everything and everything off. That's not what I mean, but more in terms of like, okay, I'm feeling a little triggered again, but I know where it's coming from. And I know that that's not necessarily the case anymore in this scenario. So let me apply my skills, my skills to deal with this and, you know, make a clear choice, a clear decision to move forward and release that anxiety and open up to what's best for me and open up to people that can really show up the way I want them to and need them to and desire them to and deserve them to, or situations to bless me with unexpected forms of abundance. And abundance can be many different things, whether it's money, whether it's opportunity, support, love, joy, you know, whatever it is. So that's what I see for week 3. Going into week 4 of July, or whenever you see this, we have here, I'm really getting the energy of needing to, if you're someone who loves nature, get out and enjoy nature. But that, if you're not someone who like enjoys the outdoors, it's like you're connecting back to understanding human nature as well. Something about nature. I'm really getting this energy of, so trees hold wisdom. They're alive. They've seen a lot. They hold wisdom. They hold a lot of secrets. And I really feel like if you eliminate distractions and the outside noises of this matrix, of this world, of the things that distract you, the gossip, the celebrity news, the news itself, the whatever it is, eliminate the distractions, you'll begin to hear the truth of some of these secrets and this knowledge, this hidden knowledge that we all have access to, but not everybody can receive or hear because you're not ready to. The message here, though, is close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So in other words, even if you're going through a tough time, find joy in the little things, in something. For me, it's like, I'm gonna get an iced coffee today and I am gonna sit and enjoy that iced coffee while my daughter watches her cartoons and just being able to be here with her, you know, even though, you know, everything may not be exactly how I want it to be just yet. That moment I'm going to cherish. That's an example, but apply to what area of life you can. I'm also seeing here the message of family harmony. How funny, the example I just used. But for some of you, this is spending time with family and enjoying family harmony. Some of you, this is working through some healing, some like generational curses and trauma. Maybe you are repairing some friendships with family. Some of you, the family harmony is totally distancing from family. You know what I mean? Some of you, that family harmony comes when you distance yourself from toxic family members. So that's the way to create family harmony, because it's just not working to keep trying to hold on anymore. You know what I mean? Some of you, it's understanding that the family you're creating, you can, it's like you're breaking some general curses and trauma. So the family you're creating is going to look so different than what they call it, the family you're creating is going to look so different than your family of origin, meaning the family that you grew up in. For some of you, this is creating family harmony in like a work family relationship or a business family relationship. Maybe it's more of like your friends that are like family and finding harmony in that. However, family harmony is resonating with you. Your loved ones form a strong pillar of support. Embrace their love and put past issues behind you. So leave the past issues behind you. And we also have the Three of Materials in week 4, which is also Three of Pentacles energy. The vibe I'm getting from this is continuing to build each other up, like supporting one another and putting your energy towards only those that support you back. It needs to be a mutual exchange. It's time to stop building up others that don't do the same for you. This is a random example, but like, for example, if you're someone who's always sharing a certain person's posts online because you want to support them and they never do that for you, that may seem silly to some of you, but if you are someone who owns a business and you rely upon like social media networking, that's actually a big deal. So that's a random example, but if it applies, then it applies. Yeah, baby. Continuing to support those that support you back mutually from a good, genuine place, not from a superficial place in terms of like just to get a view or like, you know what I mean? It's because you genuinely believe in what they have going on and vice versa, they do towards you. This is giving the energy of teamwork that is making the dream work, leading towards growth, whether that's in business, whether that's in friendship or family, working together, coming together in a time of need and community and support, whether even that's within relationships or marriage in the romantic sense. You are a team, you are a unit, working together, all of those things. I also getting the energy of seeing the beauty in your skills and what other people have in terms of their skills, meaning that all of our gifts are not the same. Seeing the beauty in what they have to offer that is unique and what you have to offer that is unique and different, and the reason why it can all work together into something beautiful, or even separately. Like you can come to me for something that you need, but if I can't get that to you, I see the beauty in this person over here, let me refer you to them. We all have our own unique abilities, and seeing why, like, everybody has their own role, their own place, you know what I mean? So that's what I see as far as week 4. It's like learning to appreciate that what's unique about you is unique about you, what's unique about them is unique about them, and we're not supposed to be the same, no matter how much society may try to make us all look or be the same or follow a certain guideline or rule. It's unique. Be different. So that's what I see week 4. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Also I'm getting like some of you are going to be like offered some opportunities for partnership or collaboration in week 4, if that is something that resonates for you when the time comes around. So again, comment below how it resonates with you. Like this video if you want to, and subscribe to my channel. If you choose to, you can always tip by buying me a coffee. The information is down below in the description box on where you can go to do that. And I will talk to you guys another time. Bye.